In this video I'll be doing a playthrough of Deep Space D-6, the solitaire dice game, using the Halcyon Ship on medium difficulty. This is actually 2nd edition, the 2nd printing, and it has an expansion which I haven't actually got stuck into yet. I did play one game with this with the Mononoware and lost pretty heavily, so let's see how I get on this time. And I'm going to be playing this game on this solitaire board game in lap tray that I made. It's actually an IKEA photo frame, so if you want to know how I made that, then click the link up here, and I've got a video showing you how I turned like a £10 IKEA frame into a nice little board game in lap tray. So without much further ado, let's have a look at the ship. So we're going to be facing the encounter deck today with the Halcyon, which is the original ship from the very first print and play before the first Kickstarter and the second reprint Kickstarter. So it's a well balanced ship, and in fact the ship notes say that it's ideal for beginners and new players. So the idea with this ship is that the various actions such as engineering and damage reward you for ploughing additional dice into the action. So for 1 attack dice you get 1 damage, but for 2 attack dice you get 3, and so on. Same for repairing of the hull. Medics just return units from the infirmary or return a threat dice. The commands allow you to change crew dice, including commanders, to any other dice, and the science allows you to recharge the shields or use a stasis beam. And in the manual, the stasis beam allows you to place the assigned science die on any external threat. This threat cannot activate during the threat activation phase. So it just allows you to almost pause, put in stasis if you will, one of the threats. So that's our ship. I'll just turn it over. If you're interested in reading the fluff, you can pause the video now. But other than that, we'll get started. So we're off with our 2nd playthrough of this. We played the Mononoware, the impossible to pronounce ship, in the first game. Got our arses thoroughly kicked, and we're going to give it another crack with this. Thanks to Mark Miller, who let me know in the comments to stick the threat die on top of the threat deck to help you remember to roll the die and draw a threat, which is actually quite easy to miss, especially if you're a bit of an idiot like myself. So we're away. We have a threat and a great roll of attack die to begin with. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic, which can be split. I'm also going to turn this into a stasis. Do I? No, I'm going to go in heavy. 6, which kills us. Why wouldn't I do that, in fact? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. What a silly move that would have been if I'd put it in stasis. Draw a card, roll a die, and we take 2. Hull on the chin straight away. You do get into a bit of a rhythm with this game, although it's easy, believe it or not, to get out of sync in that rhythm and miss something, get yourself in a bit of a mess. So if I do that, do let me know in the comments. I certainly did it in the first game a couple of times. Recharge the shields. They're of no use at present, and we'll knock 1 health off there. It's quite a simple start though. Things can get out of hand really quickly. 5 gives us -2 hull. But threat dice trick on top of the deck is actually quite useful. One thing that does sort of throw you out of sync is when you immediately draw a threat, and then your brain thinks, well, I'll roll the threat dice, and you get a bit out of order. So nearly did it. So I'm going to assign 3. This is nasty. So it sends units to the infirmary. So that's 2 gone there. That looks nasty as well, so I'm going to work on that as well. That's no use to me at present. Then we draw a threat die, a threat, and roll the threat die. God, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on a roll of 2, 2, we trigger -1 hull and destroy all shields. Nightmare. So that's -2 hull direct. That was harsh when you really need to get rid of this thing here. But a full hand. And straight away we're going to recharge those shields. There we go. We're going to, I think, put that in stasis. That's horrible. And we'll change that to an attack and probably try and kill that. That one is unused. We're going to draw a card. It's a little fighter. And we trigger -1 hull, -3 hull, -4 hull. My god, the shields go again despite our best efforts. This is brutal. The onslaught keeps coming. So, we'll take this guy back. I think we'll repair the shields, put this thing in stasis, and we'll attack to just kill the fighter off and start reducing some of these enemies. Another threat card, Mercenary. If no threats are activated this round, -2 hull. Look at the state of that. Even if you get away with it, it beats you up. 2, -1 hull. And at least we saved our shields. -1 hull. Let's keep going with a full hand of threat dice. Wow. Boarding ship. So I can get rid of this by sending an attack to the infirmary if I wanted to. I'm not sure I do. This thing is still hanging around, which I don't like. So I'm going to try and off it as soon as possible. 2 Corsair with 2. Save the shields again. Great. We have -1 hull. That was pretty good actually. We got away with that. Right, a threat. All of the medics that exist have come out and are about to be wasted. Not wasted as in drink, although medics do quite often get wasted, I believe. So in keeping with the theme, we have an attack. I'll convert that to an attack, and it's about time this guy went away. We'll draw a card. Solar Winds. On 2, -5 hull, then discard. That is horrid. So we need to keep these, and straight away Solar Winds kick in. So we have -1 hull, -5 hull, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and no other 2s. This turn needs to be a turn of increasing the health of our ship. Okay, 2 threats. To attack. See, as tempting as it is, I'm going to try and claw back a bit of hull. Don't know whether that's the most optimal move or not, but it's happening. We'll repair the shield certainly, and we'll do 1 puny damage to preservation mode, so I guess this guy's going to go more quickly. So yeah, look how these threats. Friendly fire. Immediately send all attack to the infirmary, then discard. Great. And we roll a 2. Oh, this got discarded last turn. 2 gives us -1 hull. You know, this is accidentally quite a good combo, because that is basically all of the numbers which protects me from a -2, so I would always rather have this. That's not too bad actually. I might keep those two hanging around and try and concentrate on the others. -1 hull isn't so bad. Down to 3 crew dice though on our next turn. Go through Confusion Alley with this. Just a little fighter that comes out, and what to do here? I think convert it to an attack and kill the Corsair. Robot Uprising. Send a unit to Infirmary on a roll of 5. -2, -3. Need to get these shields up again. Gotta say, Mark, if you're watching again, that is genius. I mean, I'm sure I'll still manage to cock it up, but fantastic. Ooh. See, it looks like it's 6 of one and 2 3s of another. I always get that phrase wrong. But actually, I think that's the better move, because that can come back. There's 2 ways to get that back. We are going to got options. That hull is looking desperate though, really desperate. I think I'm going to have to convert it to a green, get the shields back online, and use 1 puny attack to probably get rid of the fighter, at least get some threats off the board. It's a fair old deck, but you do get through it quickly. Another Robot Uprising. Did I miss one last turn? I don't think I did. 3. Great. Also, we're taking -1 hull. I'm down to 3 threat dice. Okay, that's going to be deployed to kill a Robot Uprising. 2 robots, and 2 sets of robots are annoyed with us. I'm going to pull back this guy from the Infirmary, and I'm going to spend my lasers on this character here. That at least leaves a couple of ways to get rid of that if it comes to it. We've got a set of raiders who do immediate hull damage. That's not great. 2 sends a unit to the Infirmary and does a -1 hull. Could be worse. Could be worse. With my 3 puny dice. Okay, shields on the line. Shields on the line. I don't really have an option at this stage, so there's nothing I can do with that. What do I need to kill? This. I need to protect my shields at all costs because I'm down to 2. Got a flagship. 3 -2 hull. -3 hull. And a unit in the Infirmary. Goodness me. This is hardcore. Let's roll our 2 dice. You know what actually happens when you run out of dice, I wonder? Presumably all your crew are dead or deployed otherwise, and that's the end of it. That's what I'm talking about. If ever there was a stage that is needed, this stage is now. Still, we're not out of the woods yet. 1, we get -1 hull. Okay. We're in dire straits though, with just 1 crew dice. Be something useful. Ideally, what do I want? I would probably want my shields back, but I can at least get one of these guys back and see what happens. 5, -3 hull, straight away kills me. It didn't last long. I swear that I win this game if I don't actually record it, but there we go. I didn't get anywhere near the Ouroboros deck. Keep watching, maybe one day I will. This is lovely, by the way. This is like, if you ever played R-Type, you know, the crazy sort of Japanese shooter, spaceship shooter. Yeah, big trails, scorpion-like trails of ships that'll join together. It sort of has that kind of vibe, but it's nice. Maybe I'll have to record a separate video of that, because it looks like with my skills I'm never going to get there. Anyway, that was the fantastic Deep Space D6 by Tow Leader Games. It's the second edition, complete with the old expansion, which I've told myself I'm not going to play until I can actually win a few standard games. But thank you very much for watching. If you like these kind of videos, do subscribe. I've got a few different games on the go at the moment. Loads more content for Deep Space D6. And you probably noticed this, I'm quite proud of this little dice tray come lap tray, which I use for playing solo games when I'm not at a table. But it also works as a dice tray. It's really satisfying. It's got a lovely sort of felt feel to it. So videos on that, and also the gaming table, DIY gaming table that I'm going to be making from an IKEA sort of hack, I suppose you call it. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.